sorry if you guys hear my dog snoring in the background. He's just like right beside me, just snoring away. Anyway, let's get on to the rest of the food. So my favorite thing ever, you guys know I love, love, love rice. It could be made into so many different meals. This is a great non-perishable food item. And I have a variety, so I always keep, different ones. Always brown rice is a staple. We always keep that in, again, the large containers that are sealed in the basement. We have an abundance of rice in those, and those have been sealed by heat. And then we also keep these on hand that we buy in bulk. We just transfer them to jars and keep it so it's easy to cook with. And then I always keep different rices because like the kids like this rice, like the Italian rice. So I always keep bags of this on hand and then transfer this to a jar as well. And then, yeah, like a wild rice blend because it is super healthy and nutritious and just easy to make many different food options with. So yeah, rice is definitely one of those things. If you're going to choose, just a few things to stockpile, do the rice because rice you can make so many different meals with. So things like couscous and quinoa are really easy to keep as well because they are dry and can be made on the spot anytime. So I do have different types of couscous. These are like the pearl couscous, so they're a little bit bigger. And then just the regular whole wheat. Sometimes we do the tricolor as well. And then, like just the simple quinoa that's really, really nutritious, high in protein and, lots of fiber. This will keep you full for a really long time. So it's really good to have stuff like this on hand, not only when you're plant-based and vegan and want to stay on track and healthy and have quick and easy options, which I always promote having this stuff on hand all the time, but also if you are buying in bulk to keep at home, just in case, the food shortages happen or any of that stuff is going to be happening. This is definitely one of those things that you want to stock up on just because you can make such a variety of different meals using them. Okay, so one thing I always have on hand, no matter what, just because it saves money, is to buy all my spices in bulk, and that way I just fill my smaller containers, or I typically leave a few of these just as is in the pantry, and then I have my smaller ones that I also keep in the pantry. So I transfer like stuff like this, like the garlic, I'll put in a mason jar just because this thing is like so massive. Obviously I'm not going to put that into my cupboard. I just store it in my pantry. And then, yeah, so these are all the things that I typically get. These are just a few of them. Obviously I have a lot of spices, but buying in bulk will save you money and a lot of time and effort going to the store. And then of course my dried herbs, I do grow my own and so does my mom. So we dry it and use it all year. And if you're not fortunate enough to be able to do that, that's okay, no problem. Just buy it like this in bulk. I do buy the oregano if I run out of the fresh stuff in the garden. I buy it, it's the Clubhouse one and it's fine and it works and it tastes great. So you can also do that as well. Okay, so soup is another great option. It is a meal ready to go. You just, like pour it in your bowl and that's pretty much it. If you can heat it up, even better. But yeah, soups like this are just a really easy alternative, and I will always keep stuff like this on hand just in case somebody is hungry in a pinch, but also because you need stuff like this at home all the time, no matter what, because it's just a really easy option of non-perishable food items. So this one again does not need a can opener, so very, very handy. So Amy's makes some that don't even have any oil and they're really, really good. There's a few options that I really like from the Amy's brand. So that is a tip for you if you are oil free. If you do have smaller quantities of fat in your diet, then these are a great alternative, and these are also at Costco as well. And then just regular tomato soup. There are varieties without oil. The same company, funny enough, makes some with oil and some without. I don't know why, but they do. So yeah, soups. Definitely stock up on soups. Okay, so oats, another staple, non-perishable food item. We buy it in bulk from Costco and it comes like this, organic oats, amazing. You guys have seen them many, many times. This is my staple and go-to. And then I just store it in containers that are airtight and very easy for me to cook with. And we always have oats at home. I even make my own oat flour, as you guys already know. That's the flour that I use for all my baking, and any of that stuff is pretty much always the oats or brown rice flour that I use. So yeah, oats are definitely great, not just for breakfast, but to make a variety of different meals. So I would definitely stock up on oats. They're very inexpensive, and bulk stores have them. Costco has them. Definitely something to look into. Oats are wonderful. So condiments are another thing that you can stock up on. If they're on sale, buy them, and that way you have them and you don't have to worry about it. I love the sugar-free ketchup. That's, you know, my go-to for a lot of my potato dishes. And then just like simple things like barbecue sauce to enhance flavors, or teriyaki sauce, whatever it is. I always have stuff like that on hand. So having condiments that are easy and accessible at home are just another plus. So things like balsamic vinegar are going to last a really long time. So if you find it on sale, this is really good to put on a lot of different foods, and it's going to last a long time. So definitely pick that up because it's a great condiment to have on hand. And yeah, I mean, it's oil free and you don't have to stress about that. For those of you that are low in fats for your diet, this is a great alternative because you can splash it on your food and you are good to go. So you guys know my favorite protein source as a longtime vegan for pretty much most of my life. It's going to be lentils. Lentils is my go-to. Lentils is my tried and true. I can make so many dishes using lentils. I love the taste of them. I use all kinds of lentils at home. So I always have dry lentils on hand all the time. So again, we have them in huge quantities that are stocked in the basement. And then I have easy and accessible upstairs. So I buy it, you know, a variety of different ones, and I just transfer them to these dishes so they last a lot longer, these containers. And that way they're fresh. I rinse them before I eat them. And yeah, they're just such a powerhouse of nutrition. I can't say enough about lentils. I absolutely love them. I would definitely pick lentils over beans if I had to choose one. I know people say I love beans. You can use so many different types of beans in different meals. That is very true. I do love beans, but lentils are my absolute favorite. So you can find lentils in the bulk store. You can find it in the grocery store. I showed you guys they even have them in cans, which is another great alternative. So you decide on what the best way is for you and where you're living, and definitely stock up on lentils because this will keep you full for ages. It will feed many people. And again, you can make it in a variety of different ways. So lentils are definitely a go-to. Okay, continue on. I just have to take a little coffee break. Look at this little witch's brew cup, isn't it cute? Anyway, let's get on to our non-perishable items. So we have our chia seeds, which are, of course, that powerhouse of nutrition. They are so good for us. If you are fortunate enough to have electricity, should an emergency happen, then you can also eat it as a chia pudding, which is very nutritious and super filling. And if you can't, no big deal. You can still use these and get all the nutritional benefits from them by sprinkling a little bit on your food, and then you're going to have that added nutrition for those, you know, extreme times where you can't eat what you would normally be eating. You know that you're still getting proper nutrition by having these chia seeds in your diet and sprinkling them on your food. So aside from having the chia seeds, I would also say hemp hearts are a great protein source. So you definitely want to have hemp hearts on hand, and you can buy that in bulk. And then I just transfer them to like a smaller container just to keep handy to sprinkle on my food. But this is absolutely delicious. And you know, you can put it on so many different things. Hemp hearts are delicious. And, you know, even people who are not vegan do like hemp hearts. So definitely if you're going to be worried about your protein intake and, you know, your health and nutrition, should something happen, hemp hearts are definitely something you should keep on hand. So I keep them in this little airtight container. It's a reused container. And this is what they look like. They're just, yeah, I just sprinkle them on my food and they're so delicious. They kind of have like a nutty flavor to it as well. So you can put on oatmeal, but on pretty much anything, honestly, it will work. So yeah, definitely an idea to keep on hand. Okay, so peanut butter is probably the number one thing that people say to stockpile when you are wanting to keep non-perishables at home for emergencies. Peanut butter, I can't have peanut butter, I'm allergic, so I always opt for an almond butter if I am going to have it. And again, I don't have this stuff very often. Just because for me and my digestion it doesn't work. But if you're in a jam, this is definitely very, very high calorie food, and you want something like this to keep you full for a very long time. So I definitely recommend stocking up on different nut butters, especially peanut butter if you can have it. And again, you can buy it in bulk and keep it on hand. You can eat it with veggies, you can eat it with crackers. There's a variety of different ways that you can eat your nut butters, and it will help sustain you. So yeah, definitely pick up some nut butters. So for those of you that can have, a large quantity of nuts and seeds, you want to go ahead and stockpile this stuff as well. I can't tolerate a lot of nuts and seeds. Also, I try to keep my fats quite low, but I just can't digest them very well. So I'm out for this, but I do have it on hand for other people in my home. So like having walnuts bought in bulk are a great thing to snack on, and you can mix them up with whatever you find. So like almonds, and we have like pecans, not being very eco-friendly with all this packaging. But this is how we could find our stuff. The bulk store usually has the best price on things, but not always. So it depends on what you're looking for, but you can make a nice trail mix using this stuff and some dry fruit. If you've got apricots, you can use apricots mixed with some nuts, and that will keep you full for a really long time and give you all the extra fats that you might need for long power outages or whatever is happening. So definitely nuts is one of those things that you might want to look into getting. So I know we talked about pasta a while ago, but I also want to add noodles to this, which would be the same, obviously pasta and noodles. But we kind of keep them in a different category in our house. So all the noodles are like together and all the pasta is together. And so for noodle dishes, my kids absolutely love noodles. We use a variety of noodles. They just absolutely love it. And I find it really quick and easy. So we buy it in bulk, and then I can transfer to like Ziploc bags, and these are individually packaged. Again, not very eco-friendly, but they are a great option for having at home. That is a quick and easy option for many different meals, and especially when you have many people to cater to, noodles is one of those things you can't really go wrong with. And I try to buy, a variety of different ones. Like these are spinach, just, like different things that are easy and you can really cook up really, really quick. So you just need some hot water, and these cook up instantly. And then if you have canned veggies, you've got a really good meal. And you have like the beans like I showed you that are, ready to go, then you can add that and you've got a whole meal. So very, very easy. So these are my favorite. These are like brown rice and buckwheat. We buy them as well in bulk, and we just find it super easy and convenient to have at home. So we always have an abundance of these as well. So dry fruit can be bought at the bulk barn, and you'll have less packaging and whatnot. But if you can't or don't have a bulk barn that's near you, these are usually at every grocery store, and it's just some dry fruit, and that can be eaten as a snack. It can also be cut up and added to your trail mix. So these are a really good option of having on hand. So yeah, dry fruit is definitely one of those things you want to keep at home. And again, try to look for bulk options, but if not, these are a great alternative. So if you were in an emergency and you needed some extra nutrition, I always like to have stuff like this on hand, just because you can mix it with water and drink it, and you know that you are getting a lot of nutrition, and you're going to need a lot of energy if you're not eating the best. So definitely, try looking into something like this. These do last quite a while. So when you buy them, they, can be stored in your cupboard easily. This is just like a greens mix that I have, and it's just really good. Spirulina, barley grass, things like this that are just gonna help sustain you and keep you going for a lot longer. So definitely something that I would pick up and keep at home. I normally do anyway, just so that when I'm feeling sluggish, I've got, this option of adding it to my water, and it makes such a difference. It doesn't have to be this company. I use a million different companies. The only one that is always used in this house, no matter what, is Genuine Health. I don't work with them. I don't, have any affiliation with them. but this stuff is amazing. All of their products are amazing. And I like that they have a kids formula because my son is quite young. So at least that is an option that he can have as well. Having ready and easy snacks on hand is going to save you if something happens and your power is out for a significant amount of time, or you can't get to the grocery store. You've got all this stuff at home. So my son loves these fig bars. They have a variety of different flavors, but there are many companies that have similar things. If your kids like granola bars, buy those in bulk and just keep them at home as well. You can also, make your own, and I just don't know how long they're going to last. You might need to buy some, like we bought the ones that seal by heat for all of the bulk beans and lentils and rice, but I don't know what to do with, like, if you made a granola bar, how you would, store it for a long time at home without having like these kind of packages. So if you know, let me know in the comments below what types of products you can use or how long it would actually last if you did make it. Because I'm curious to know as well. Because, yeah, we don't have very many options of stuff like this to keep on hand at home. But if your kids, eat pretty much anything, then maybe you have more of a variety and option for your home, and you can buy these prepackaged type snacks. Not the best, again, for the environment. But, if you're in a pinch and the power is out for quite a while, you know that you have these easy snacks on hand. So you can also buy instant coffees, that way you have on hand, you just have to warm up some water. And there you go, you have your coffee ready to go. I drink my coffee black. I'm sure they have powdered milks if you really need to add something to your coffee or tea. But this is Dandy Blend, and it's an alternative to coffee, and they sell it in bulk, and you can get it at pretty much any health store, and it tastes so much like coffee, it's crazy, but it is an actual healthy version of coffee. And then I just transfer it to like a little container, and I keep this, on the counter ready to go, and I just boil some water when I want a, quick and easy coffee. And that way it cuts down on my coffee consumption, because I do have organic coffee and I do drink that often. But I do like having this as an option to cut down on my overall caffeine. So yeah, that's one great alternative you can buy in bulk, and that way you can still enjoy your coffee, even if it is a very stressful time and you don't have your usual fancy coffees. You still have an alternative, and like I'm pretty plain. I just drink plain coffee. Nothing fancy about my coffees. I know that for people that make, fancy cappuccinos every morning, it might be rough should something happen. But I mean, this is better than nothing. And honestly, it tastes so much like coffee. It's crazy. So give it a try.